Hi folks, it's Andy. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to this episode of Kendo Video Feedback. Okay, so we've got a couple of videos to jump into. We're going to get to them in just a moment. But before we do, don't forget the YouTube magic. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below using the word Kendo. What a brilliant Kendo channel. This is the best Kendo channel I've ever seen. Something like that to make sure that the YouTube robot ninjas go out and get people to start Kendo and we can grow the Kendo population by another 752 billion by tomorrow morning. Okay, so make sure you do that. More importantly, if you like this video or the videos that I put out, whether it's this type of content where I give feedback to footage that you wonderful channel viewers have sent in, whether it's a Q&A style videos that I do via Kendo Rant, instructional content or analysis content, it's all coming to you free of charge. Of course, there's no monthly subscriptions, there's no paying for subtitles. It's a real win-win because all you have to do to support it all is shop at KendoStar.com, and KendoStar.com is the best Kendo equipment website in the galaxy, history and future of mankind. Of course I would say that because I own the place, but it's true. All right, everyone agrees with me. All right, you can check our reviews, everything. We're the best at what we do. You're going to shop with us anyway. We're not a middleman drop shipping to you from the other side of the world, or we're not operating out of our bedroom or anything like that. We're an established brand specifically ready to serve you. All right, you get the best equipment, best service. KendoStar is the best. All right, you're going to shop with us in the end anyway, so don't buy twice, buy right first time round. Okay, KendoStar.com. Right, let's get to these videos. First one. So before I jump to this, actually, obviously thank you very much to everyone that sent the videos in. All right, really appreciate it, and I do hope everyone finds it super useful. If you sent me a video recently for feedback, I promise I will get to it. I've got a little bit of a backlog at the moment and I'm working through them. All right, so I know it's been a couple of weeks since this one came in. All right, so I'm sorry for keeping you waiting, and if you send me one as well in the last couple of weeks, I will definitely do it for you. Okay, so please just bear with me on that. All right, but I do have a lot to do and I do have a bit of a backlog I'm working through. Okay, so we've got two videos to work through today. We've got a grading video and we've got a Shiai video. All right, so this one says, a while ago I passed my Sandan exam, right? Okay, as I didn't have the chance to ask the judges at the time, would you mind sharing your thoughts on my performance and what I could work on in the coming years to get ready for Yondan? No problem. I'm on the right hand side in both fights. Could you also give your thoughts as to whether or not to hard stop my opponent upon on the nodo, so that's the throat, every time they attacked without having the center? I wonder whether it was the right thing to do, as I want to show the judges I'm in control of the center, but also don't want to be a douche and ruin the guy's shin. So I understand what you're saying. Looking back, the times I let him pass and let go of my shin, I look bad. I've been loving your latest Kendo rants and I really appreciate your Subudi video. Would love to see more breakdowns of techniques progressing through Kendo levels. Same technique, different change in approach for higher, lower levels. Okay, that's interesting. You know what? Maybe we'll do that. Okay, regarding the sort of holding the kamae and sort of checking it against the opponent, let's have a look, see how it looks. I don't have a particular... I don't like to say don't do this or that. I've said this before about gradings. I don't really agree with the idea of saying, oh, in a grading, don't do this or don't do that. And it's a lot like when people say, oh, don't do this waza in the grading, or make sure you do this waza. It's not really right in my opinion. The All Japan Kendo Federation's guidelines don't say anything like that. So they just say make sure you demonstrate this. So let's have a look, all right? Because you don't want to be overly passive either, right? You need to look like you're engaging. All right, let's have a look. So you said you were on the right-hand side, I believe. I'll double check that again. Right-hand side on both sides, both fights. Okay, let's have a look. So right-hand side, that's this one. Okay. Have we got a higher quality video? This is the best we're getting. Okay, right. It's good, but I want you to push your shoulder blades back when you do the sonkyo, so it's more this way. At the minute, it's a little bit leaning forward, all right? It's a real nitpicky thing, all right? But okay, so great first men strike. Great first men strike. Okay, really, really good. But going forward, your waza have to be more complete. All right. So I'm not sure if you hit this men and then weren't sure whether you should like finish the strike or if you wanted to sort of cut it short and end in super ZEI. But you get this sort of halfway house thing that's not quite right. I think in this case you should have just done the man this way. And I think part of the issue is after hitting right from here, you shouldn't drop your hands like this way as if you're going to do the tayatari. All right, you don't generally do the tayatari after hitting the successful men strike. So what it shows is it looks like you're not really committed to the men strike. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you're not seeing it through to the very end. So for Yondan, that's going to be a real issue. Your men himo are too long. Okay, your men himo are too long. They need to be less than 40 centimeters, and that's definitely more than 40 centimeters. Okay, got a video on how to cut them shorter. This is fine. This is all fine. Yeah, so look, I'm going to start to have an issue with that. If I'm looking at you for Yondan, is after hitting this brilliant strike, you then bail on it and do this sort of tayatari. Okay, it's not how a good ippon finishes. All right. So Sandan, no problem. But once you start looking for Yondan, there's more things as well, of course, that you need to do for Yondan. But this is an issue that I really would want to see fixed. Okay, this is fine. It's all good. Okay, so this here, right? This sort of thing here, okay? This here where you sort of find yourself in this sort of, where you find yourself in this sort of weird distance, and then should I hit or not hit? And then you sort of hit but don't hit. Do you know what I mean? It's like in between. This can't be ippon. This can't be considered ippon, all right? Because it's, as I say, there's no zanshin, right? And it's not a complete waza. You're just kind of bashing out at him with the shinai. So that needs to go. Yeah. Going towards Yondan, your strikes have to come from an interaction with your partner, all right? Not just what you have to show at Yondan is you're starting to understand that shinai, that kendo is not a game of hitting with the shinai, and that you have to understand how to interact with your partner, and this kind of contradicts that. So that sort of thing is, it's not who can get the most hits in. You know what I'm saying? It's about who can demonstrate understanding of you called Atotsu. This isn't the end of the world. I don't have an issue with that. I don't have a particular issue with that. If he was just doing that all the time and never attacking, it's going to be an issue. But I don't think it's a huge thing. It's better than standing there and letting him bop you on the head, right? So my biggest issue so far with the Shinsa that I'm seeing is your strikes. Your strikes are good. Your technical ability is good. But your strikes lack commitment. They lack stemi. Okay, stemi. They're throwing away. Abandonment so that you can hit. Okay, without, sort of hit and stop, This is fine, it's no issue. Here's the other thing, like as you move into your sort of fourth dan, you see how you have to step in before you hit that way. You don't want to do that, right? Because obviously you're too far away here, yeah? So the journey from this distance to this hitting distance becomes more important, okay? In fact, it's what they're starting to look at when you start doing fourth dan and upwards. Okay, the grading becomes less about the technical ability of the strikes, which of course is still important, but it becomes about the journey or the application of how you travel from this distance to your cutting distance. And just stepping and hitting is not good. Okay, you have to use your ashabaki, you have to use your seme to get to your cutting distance and make the chance to hit. Okay, that's the next step. When you see here as well, right? Men, okay. In the Shiai, of course, you're going to do that. All right, of course, you're going to do that. Now, I don't like to separate Shiai and grade and Kendo too heavily, but tactically, all right, what you're trying to show in the grading isn't that you can win the Shiai. All right, it's not that you can hit more points than the other person and you can avoid more strikes than they can. That's not what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do is show, like I say, demonstrate you have a good grasp of in third dan technical proficiency, whilst also demonstrating that you understand Yuko Datotsu, okay, valid strike, and what it takes to be a valid strike. Okay, so when you do that sort of thing, when you go men like this, it shows that you're not really committed to the strike. Okay, so that's the biggest thing I'm getting from this. Okay, is this sort of, you know, like not really committing, not really throwing everything at these strikes. A good strike has the beginning, middle, end. Okay, the beginning, the approach, seme, distance, opportunity. This is the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, this part, and as I say, from getting from here to here, where you're gonna hit, then opportunity, bam, that's the beginning. Then the middle is the hit. That's the easy bit. That's the result of the beginning. Okay, that's the result. Yeah, bam. Yeah, then hit, man, but and finishing kamae. All starts and finishes in kamae. All right. Okay, that's the first one. Second one, let's have a look. Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, so the thing is, right, this isn't a problem in itself, right? But if this happens in the fourth dan exam, it looks better on the other person, it looks on you, all right? Because this isn't you, this isn't sort of the other person. How can I explain this clearly? This isn't the other person attacking when there's totally no opportunity. You're actually, if you look at this, you're actually on the back foot here. Yeah. Like, as they've come in here, you started to move away, right? And yeah, you've sort of forcefully kept the center, fine, but it doesn't scream that you're in control here. It's not a pass or fail thing though, so. But I want you to look at, you see how this strike has a beginning, middle, in, man, then you check here, find man. That's the end, yeah? Whereas you see how, in contrast, this isn't about comparison. Listen, your technical ability is very good, all right? It's just that last little bit that needs tuning, all right? Because the difference is, like I say, because you're not throwing everything into the strike to its completion. So when it, you know, how can I say? Because I don't want you to sort of try and sell strikes that haven't hit or aren't successful either, because that's not right either. But there is this, like I say, there's this habit that I can see where you're sort of hitting and then withdrawing on a spiritual level. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, your momentum's not, man, it's mem. It's not quite right, okay? Now, the thing is again, about this thing, it's not great, you know, look, it's not, yes, you should or shouldn't do it, but getting third dan, especially to fourth dan, like, if this happens 3 or 4 times, I'm going to be thinking, like, well, why can't this person respond? Why can't you do that Ojiwaza or something instead? Do you know what I mean? See, it's such a waste. I don't want to come off as super critical here, right? I really want you to do well, and I want you to, you know, your technical ability is very good. You deserve to pass the Sandan, definitely. But I think you're going to struggle with Yondan doing this. All right? This is like in the Shiai, the flag's going to go half up and back down. Because it's half a yuko datotsu. Yeah? Bam! Brilliant! What a brilliant man. What a brilliant man. And then abandoned. It's just such a shame. Okay? So I don't mean to be harsh on you on this, right? But it's really important that you fix this, especially at this stage, okay? If you want to progress further, right? From here, the last thing you want to do is withdraw your hands here, all right? Man! And forward, right? And you don't run off into the distance, right? Man, this way. And if they don't move out of the way, you bounce off them. You don't bowl them over. You use good footwork. You bounce off them, keep eye contact, return to kamae, and next one. Yeah? What you don't want to be doing is, man, like this. It's not right, okay? I think you need to do some more mitori geiko as well. I'd like you to watch some, kendo players from Japan. Doesn't matter what level. You can watch the Hachidan, the 8th dan players if you want. You can watch the All Japan Championships. It's the same. They don't do the men's strikes like this. Not the ones that are successful. Okay. You're destroying your momentum. You can sort of see it. You hit and then your momentum goes like this instead of like this. Okay. That was a brilliant choice of technique. Okay, this aigote men. Okay? Very good. Okay, good. So, the thing is you can do it. Now, I don't like this. It's natural. I know I'm coming off as really harsh. I don't want to be super negative to you. I don't. All right? Sometimes it's natural to hit with momentum and to pass them. All right? That's great. That's fine. I don't want you to go too far. This is like on the borderline. All right? If you'd taken another step there, it'd have been too much. But you could afford here to turn around a step earlier. Bam! This way. All right? And you don't stop. Bam! This way, right? It's fine. But this is what all of your men strikes, I'd rather them all look like this than men stop, okay? I think the sense of aigote men is good. Okay, good. So there we are. Okay, look. I've thrown a lot at you, all right? I'm not trying to be super critical. I can see that you are technically proficient. I think you have potential to do very, very well, okay? And that's why I've kind of given you a little bit of a hard time, all right? So I'm sorry about that, but if you fix that thing, like the level, like from the technical point of view of your kendo, it's very good. So if you fix that one thing, it's going to change the whole feel and flow of your tachiai, your interaction with your partner, and it's going to go from sort of where it is to really to the next level. And and then other than because actually I think your interaction with your partners is not too bad. It's not too bad. And not far away from what you'll be needing to do at Yondan, but you need to just fix this one thing I'm talking about, which is this hitting and then bailing on it by trying to do a taiatari, or I'm not sure if that's what it is, but hitting and then pulling your hands down. Yeah, you need to finish the strike. All right, you do that. I don't think you have a problem with Yondan at all. Great, otherwise great. Okay, I know it was a lot. Sorry. But good job, and I really, really want you to improve. Okay, so do keep doing your best. All right, and I wish you the best going forward. Okay, next video. Let me have a quick look at what the message says. It says this. It says, thank you for KendoStar and your work in the Kendo community. Thank you. I'm hoping to get your feedback on my recent Shiai result. I've been practicing Kendo for 2 years and I'm currently Shodan. Here's a link to the recording. Okay. I'm a white player on the left side of the screen. Shimpan unanimously awarded both points to my opponents, so it would be great to get some pointers on how I can do better next time. I'm 2 years into my Kendo journey and I love my Myrmidon Borg set. Thank you very much. It's still as good as ever despite my regular practices. Thank you. Oh, thank you. That's great news. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look. It's only a short video. Let me see. Okay, listen. Your Kamai is great. Your Kamai is great. Okay, I like it a lot. Let me. Your Sonkyo is great as well. Listen, so far, and I've not seen you move yet, but so far, you're looking above Shodan level, right? So great job. Okay. Okay, so here's an issue we've got with your Fumikomi, right? You see how you're jumping up and down? It's going boing this way, right? And you want it to be more forward, all right? That's why that even though this men strike almost connects, it's got no impact, you know? Right, so, okay. So Kamai is good, Sonkyo is good. We need to sharpen up the footwork and figure out how we're using our left leg properly, all right? I want you to relax as well. When you get to Tsubazari here, last thing you want to do is get in this kind of stiff, gachi sort of thing. You need to be relaxed. You're never going to be able to make a strike otherwise. Otherwise, what happens is you end up all stiff and you try to hit and you go like that, and that's what's happened. They can see you coming a mile off, yeah? Yeah, you see how you're jumping up in the air when you hit? Like, I'm not sure, right? Now, look, okay, let's be honest with each other now, right? This isn't what you learned when they taught you Kendo, is it? Right? Your right foot's behind, your left foot's in front, and then you jump in there, all right? Okay? This isn't how you learned to do Fumikomi, okay? So let's stick to the way we're supposed to do Fumikomi, okay? Because there's a good reason for it, okay? You cannot make a valid strike doing this, all right? You just can't do it, all right? Because one of the things that happens when you do a good Fumikomi is that your body weight and your momentum is transferred to the shinai, okay? And that's what gives your strike power and sae, okay? Sae is a crispness, okay? It's really important that you do it properly. If you jump like this, you'll never ever get it, okay? And the only way you'll get power is by smashing with your muscles. And all that will do is just break your shinai. You won't get any points, all right? Because it won't be a sharp, decisive strike, okay? Okay, so that lovely Kamai that you started with, it started to really go out the window, hasn't it? As we're getting a little bit more excited, a little bit more, you know, the adrenaline's pumping, all right? So we need to kind of try to keep control of that. One of the things about Kendo is, and this is where, you know, I don't want to get too philosophical, but don't forget, Kendo is about, right? We all know what the purpose of Kendo is. It's about improving the human character. And one of the things that it does is it helps us learn to remain calm under pressure. All right, and that's really hard, right, in real life, yeah? It's really hard. But Kendo is one of the ways that we train ourselves to do that, okay? So you have to make sure that you're doing that in your training, okay, so that you can benefit from it. And here is a great example, because now everything's going crazy, okay? There's a guy who wants to beat you, you want to win, you've got 3 shimpan there who are senseis, and they're going to decide if you're the winner or the loser. And probably there's people there that you want to impress, and you want to impress yourself, and you don't want to come away from the place feeling disappointed with how you did. You want to feel proud of yourself and that you did good. And all these things are going through your head, and you want to do your best, so you want to try your hardest, and all that pressure comes, and then everything goes out the window, and you go all stiff, and you start jumping in the air as much as you can. We have to try to control ourselves, all right, in this situation, and remember what we're there to do, okay? It's super hard. It's super hard. And just 2 years in, of course, we're still very early in the journey, all right? But I just want you to know that that's the journey that we're on. Well, I know you know that already, but I want you to keep it in mind. You know what I'm saying? All right. So this stuff, yeah, this stuff. You don't see the good players doing that, right? Okay. Do you remember I said about the brilliant kamae? This isn't the one I meant, okay? This one, you know, let's try to keep that together, okay? So I think what you've got now, right, is your knees are far too bent. Okay, you're far too bent. So this is going to result in you jumping up in the air when you go to strike. Yeah, just like that, you see? See, because you're sort of your knees are so bent when you go to launch. And again, the way you're doing it is you're bringing the left foot up like that, which is, and you know, it's not a good habit to have. And then you're jumping up that way, all right? Okay, so there's no way that your power can be transferred to Shiai in this way, okay? So I really want you to think about that. Oh, okay, all right, okay. This is a hard one to call. It's a hard one to call. Because you're hitting at pretty much the same time. All right, you're hitting at pretty much the same time, you and your partner. All right, so it's a good shot on both of your sides. All right, it's a good from both of you. Okay, but the reason that this is called in favor of your opponent is because of that forward momentum that they're getting from pushing off from the left leg in a more effective way than you are. All right, they're pushing their body and their hips forward as they strike, whereas you're pushing it upwards. All right, so as it happens, you're coming up and down like that, whereas they're coming forward like this. All right, so their strike looks a lot more it has more impact. All right, and it looks more cohesive. All right, so that's why the flags go in that direction, despite you both hitting at pretty much the same time. Okay, so that's definitely something that's connected to everything else that we've said already. Okay. Like I said, I want you to relax more on these points, yeah? A lot of upper body tension here. And you can see it because can you see when we get to this sort of position here, can you see how forward your upper body is? Like this. Oh, you can't see me because you can't see everything, but can you see how much further forward your upper body is? So you're all tense up here and pushing with your upper body, and that's not how you want to do Tsubazeriai, okay? Impossible for you to do the good strike from that position. Now, this is a good opportunity for hitting kote, okay? This is a good opportunity for you to hit kote, all right? It's good timing, all right? I like it. The problem is, again, is because what we're doing here is it's all a little bit too big, all right? We're making a big jump, we're making a big swing in the Shiai, so you just can't hit the target in time, all right? It needs to be a little bit more compact and a little bit sharper, all right? And that'll come from improving this footwork, I guarantee it. It was the right choice of technique. Okay, so I think this is the same thing that happened before. The problem is, right, you've kind of, I can see from your posture here, your legs start to bend, your Shiai starts to come up like this. So the only way you can go now is up, right? The only way you're going is this way, right? Not this way, right? And that's the issue you're going to face, right? When it comes to this strike, okay? you see how look at your hips. I want you to look at your hips here. It goes up. You see how it goes up? There's a line there, right? This is the bottom of your door right here. And now mid-strike, the bottom of your door is now up here. All right, so you can see it jumping up. Okay, and again, you're both hitting at exactly the same time. But the difference is, now of course it's impossible for this to stay completely flat, but it's just too up and down. All right, and again, as I say, I think your partner just has that because they've got more forward momentum and upward momentum. It's a lot more cohesive. All right, and it's a lot more of a convincing bond. All right, so that's what it's about. All right, that's what it's about for you now. All right, I want you to fix this using your left leg properly. Straighten your legs a little bit more, relax your shoulders, and I want you to push your hips forward when you strike. All right, not upwards. All right, I really want you to think about that. If you do that, you're really going to jump to the next level. All right, you're really going to jump to the next level. I've got every confidence of it. Okay, so keep that in mind. When you did the Sonkyo, stood up nice, kamae, good, and then it all started to fall apart, right? So try to relax a little bit more. Try to keep yourself calm. Try to focus on what it is that you're there to do. All right, and I'm sure you'll be fine. And that goes for in Keiko as well, yeah. So that you can focus on pushing your body forward, not upwards, with that left leg. Okay. And there we go. Thank you very much for sending the submissions in today, everybody that did. As I said, I know I've got a bit of a backlog, so if you've already sent one in and it hasn't been viewed yet, I'm very sorry. I promise I will get to it as soon as I can. All right, it'll be in the coming weeks. All right, I promise I will get to it as soon as I can. If anyone else would like to send a submission in, bearing in mind there's a little bit of a backlog, but it's no problem. Send it. I will definitely do it. I cover every single one. All you have to do is upload your video to YouTube, set the privacy to unlisted. Don't set it to private. You can put it to public if you want, but it's got to be public or unlisted. And then email me the link at mail@KendoStar.com. If you set it to private, I won't be able to see it. Okay, so with that said, thank you for joining me today. Shop at KendoStar, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.